My name is Jack S.D. Abraham. Jack Shalom David Abraham. Shalom my father. David my grandfather. Abraham my great-grandfather. I was born in Afghanistan in 1943. In 1954, my father took me and my sister to Israel. They were thinking of living there. For 4 years, I was in 3 different schools, boarding schools in Israel. I started going to religious school in Jerusalem called Musad Talpiot. It's a religious one. From there, they send me to a non-religious school, totally non-religious in Gaza, called Kibbutz Be'eri. And then when my father came there, I saw them around, and you saw hogs over there. He was absolutely shocked. He started spitting on the side. He went back to Tel Aviv. After 2 days, they took me from that school. They sent me to another school called Musad Meshek Chaklaim in Hedera. I was in Israel for 4 years. And then 1958, they sent me to England, Whittinghame College in Handcross. It was a life-changing experience. I had, since growing, since 11 years old to 19 years old, being on my own. I got married late in my 31. So I was on my own 20 years. I'm talking about relying on myself and my friends around me, those around me. I was there for 6 months in Handcross, then I was sent to Brighton. I met there a lot of friends, a lot of friends, and I'm still in touch with them. I'm still in touch with friends that I first met, including you saw some of them here, and we are friends. And I coin us, we're not friends, we are brotherly friends. We relied on each other. And me, I already was used to it, but a lot of the kids, they relied on each other, being their parent. They didn't have father, mother, brother, sister, cousin, anything around. So each one of them became molded in such a manner that we were like one big family. I think you see the effect when you see us here. I mean, we are people from probably 16 to 18 different countries came to Whittinghame College. It was a melting pot, and the impact of it was that we never saw any difference between each other. What the common ground was for it, it was Jewish school, and it was kept Jewish. We had to pray 3 times. We had to say grace 3 times when we ate. So we all came from that kind of background. And then it was continued. It was continuous and instilled in us this community, family kind of aura. Really, holidays we spent together. So we're talking about for months and years and years and years. The whole weekend, and holidays. So we became extremely close, extremely close.
What about your very early life in Herat? Do you remember much?
Kabul, I'm called Kabul.
Yeah.
I remember that they would take us.
In Kabul?
In Kabul, they take us to the Kabul radio station, and we would sing Afghan national anthem. Yeah, I remember part of it. I might make a mistake, excuse me. Bayraq ma chi khub qashang hast, az har do taraf misal feel hast. I think, okay? But they still have it. They would take us on Friday to sing the songs. It was my sister, my brother, myself, and a couple of other kids. That was from the school that we were in. I remember from early young age sending us to school.
And your family then moved with many other Jews from Afghanistan to Israel in 19...
No, my family started like this. 1952, my grandfather, my grandmother, and my brother, older brother Abraham, my sister Esther, they went to Israel. My father wanted slowly to bring the family in. 54, my other sister came in, and me, we went with my father. My father went back to come back again. But my sister got married, so I had no place. I ended up going to boarding schools. And next move was that in the 60s, my brothers, instead of coming to Israel, they went to America. My older brother, who was in Israel in 1952, in 1960, in 1959, went to Afghanistan. 60, my father sent him to America. So he got established there.
And when you were in Whittinghame, did you have a guardian?
Oh yes, Eshkeri, Shimon Eshkeri.
Who was he?
He was an Afghan who came in the 30s. He was from Herat. My father knew him, and he was doing business with my father, sending him karakul, the sheepskin, baby lamb sheepskin, and sending him dry fruits, whatever they needed at that time.
And so you'd sometimes spend time with
I did.
him?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes on holidays, I'll go to their house in Stoke Newington. Won't forget it, never forget it.
What was memorable?
Because you know what, I was within family, Afghan family. They had 3 girls and 2 sons. So far, I'm sorry, just only one boy. One of their sons is alive.
So
And I think I introduced it to him.
So you used to have a good sort of
I used
family
to good friend. Yeah, I had very good relationship with them. I would go and visit them. I would go to visit them in the store. They had a store that there was carpet and sheepskin and all that.
And there was obviously a strong sort of Jewish ethos in the school, but at the same time there were also Muslim
Oh yes,
students.
oh yes, oh yes. We had Muslims. We had Muslims from the Shah family. There was a Shahande, 4 brothers. I think 4 friends Shahandes, Muslims. They were in. There was in my class Atabaki. I think Sirus Atabaki in my class, and he was also the father had part in the Shah's government, and then you had Arabs. We had Arabs. We had from Iraq, 2 Arabs. We had one from Egypt, not during my time. So we had. They came, because there was no halal food, so they knew kosher is halal. They felt comfortable to send their kids to our school. There were more Muslims, but I can't recall all of them.
And you would have relations and friendships.
Oh, yeah. There was no such, we didn't have this kind of discrimination or looking down on each other. I can tell you one incident. One of the boys, our boys, called an Iraqi, Muslim Iraqi, I don't want to mention the name. He was the head boy, a Muslim Iraqi head boy in a Jewish school in Brighton, England, okay? One of the kids called him a bad word. He cursed him, dirty, whatever. This guy didn't punish him. The head boy did not punish him, do nothing. But Jake, at lunchtime, he stopped all of us from eating, all of us. He got up, he said, apparently one of the boys insulted the head boy. And he's so nice, he didn't punish him. But I cannot let it go. And he called that boy's name. From my class. He called this boy's name, stand up. He made him stand up and he said, he's so nice, he didn't punish you, but I cannot. So he punished them, he gated them. He put them and gated them and put them in detention. So this, that already one thing saying, listen, when something wrong, regardless what it is, you stand for the right thing. If the headmaster, he takes over because the head prefect, something was done, absolutely not acceptable. Okay? I don't accept it either. It's not acceptable. He was so great, but not appreciating, but the headmaster didn't want to go through. He wanted to teach us, hey guys, what's wrong is wrong. If you did something wrong, you own to it.
And what about the period after your time at Whittinghame? What did you do after you finished?
After school?
After school.
Well, in 1962, my best friend next to each other was Eli Harari, founder of SanDisk. We would sit next to each other and drawing SST plane. SST stands for supersonic transport, where the engine is going to be, the shape is going to be triangular shape we were making. So the wings, how to resist air and pressure. And we're talking about going from New York to Singapore, then the plane will go over the Earth's pool. So there's no friction. So you got 16,000 miles per hour. You go from New York to Singapore in half an hour. It takes much longer than that, 3-4 times longer to go from Manhattan to the airport. But then, we were doing it. I went to New York waiting. I took O levels.
Whittingham.
Yes, in Whittingham, they didn't know me as Jacob Abraham. They knew me as Jacob David, Jacob David. Because I left Afghanistan, I had to change my name. I have dislocated hip, but they had to change my name to get out of Afghanistan, so they don't take me for the army.
Okay.
So they put me under, David is my grandfather's name, so like my if he's there, I got to go back there. So I left. So in Whittinghame, I was known as Jacob David. I went to school. I went to waiting for my O-level from the universities. And then I went I was waiting for it. I went to Pace University. At that time was Pace College. Now it's university. I went there at night. But until I get my stuff, I waited. I got involved with my brother. He was trading with Afghanistan. So I got involved with him. I wanted to go to do, my area of expertise, I wanted to be involved with aeronautic, space exploration. That was the era of Gagarin, Enos. Enos was the first monkey to around the world. Sputnik was the first man-made object to go around the globe, Sputnik. And then they put Enos, the first monkey, the first living thing to go around the globe. And after that, Gagarin is on my head because, you know, that was the field that I wanted to be involved with. So, and you're Gagarin. So I applied Dartmouth and Cornell. These are the two schools I wanted to go to because they had, in that area, they were good at it. But then I got involved with my brother. I decided to stay in it, and I became extremely successful in what I'm doing with it. And my friend Eli, he launched SanDisk. The chip, one of the biggest companies in the world, chip makers.
What type of trade was there between Afghanistan and America at this point?
At that time, we used to sell pistachio from Afghanistan, raisin from Afghanistan coming in, almonds from Afghanistan, lapis lazuli in chunks. And from here, we were sending to Afghanistan. We had the exclusive distribution for Sieberling tires. My brother, he was here, he got exclusive distribution. We had pen oil, motor oil, exclusive. My father was ordering from me used clothing, army used clothing, and then regular used clothing. They bring it over there, selling it wholesale, and they would take it, sell it Pakistan or wherever they took it out. And then we did a lot of trading by providing to Afghan companies who had contract to import, giving them service as a bank, getting them letter of credit. With the letter of credit, when I'm in American bank, we'll get the invoice, we'll get the pro forma invoices from Afghanistan, whoever had it. It says on it what they bought. If they bought auto pads from International Harvester, or they bought tires, or they bought viscose Ryan coming from Italy, coming from Japan, and green and tea coming from Taiwan and from Sri Lanka. We were getting samples, selling to Afghanistan. My father would sell, get orders from them, get deposits. We will open letter of credit. When the shipment was ready to be shipped, we get the papers when it landed in Karachi or in Khorramshahr. Depends which of the port was more accessible to the product. And then we will get the papers. The bank will call us. No, the worker will call us. The shipment is ready. We get to give it the papers to the bank. The bank give us the papers. We give them the money. We take the papers, and contact Afghanistan. Say we have the papers. We make an invoice, but we did only commission, 3% commission base. Commission 3% on it. Send it to Afghanistan, and father will collect the funds, sending it to us. We had the following: any contract they gave us, they had to give 20% deposit. And with that, I put the money in the bank. They needed at least 20% in the account every time we opened up. That kind of that balance was there, but never touched.
So you also traveled to Afghanistan?
I did.
In the 1960s?
Yeah, I went back 1964. First time since 1954, after 10 years. And I went there surprising the whole family. I went on the airport. I called from the airport, the home number. My mother picks up. She said, "Who is this?" I said, "It's me." She said, "Where are you?" I said, "The airport." "What?" "Yeah." She hung up, called my father. They came and picked me up. But when I made a phone call from the airport, they were saying, "What language is he talking? What accent was this?" So one of the guys says, oh, that Yahudi is Jewish. He's a Jewish guy. So I went back, was surprised. I was there for about 6 months. And I saw the trading was going on over there.
What was life like in Kabul for a Jew at that period?
It was getting much better. It was getting better. It was getting better. During, let's put it this way, the Jewish life towards the end of our existence in Afghanistan, we've been there. We're Jews from the first temple, Babylonian exile. We've been in that part, Persia, Bukhara, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, all that area. We went from one location to another location, wherever it was more suitable for us being Jewish. So, when my parents, for instance, my grandparents are from 4 different countries. My father's side, his father is Persian. I'm sorry, his father is Afghan, born in Herat. My grandmother, from father's side, is from Persia. My mother's side, one is from Bukhara, which is Uzbekistan today, and the other one from Merv, which is in Turkmenistan, north of Iran. So,
Very diverse.
very diverse. So I'm perfect Mizrahi. I'm perfect Mizrahi. We are not Sephardi or Ashkenaz. We've been that part of the world. We are 600 years in exile, longer than the Ashkenaz and Sephardim. They're 2,000 years. We are 2,600 years.
And obviously then, after leaving Whittinghame, you were busy with your business and trade with Afghanistan, your relatives and in connections with them. Did you have time to maintain the relationships and friendships with your Whittinghame
Oh, yeah.
fellows?
Never. We never, ever lost touch. Some of them are not here. Some of them are not here. For instance, my honeymoon, okay, 74. I spent with my friend, he's not alive, Edgar Mann. I spent 7 days in his apartment in Caracas. I went for 1 month honeymoon with my wife. We visited 7 places, islands in South America. She's Argentinian. We went from island to island to island. First we went to Edgar, correct. We went to island. We went to Rio de Janeiro. We went to Buenos Aires. Coming back again, we went to Caracas. And anytime, wherever, when Edgar Mann came to New York, he was living in South America, he'll always call us, we're always together. And Johnny Porges is another one that I've been in touch with. Eli Harari, I got 4 kids. Every wedding, he came. To my kids, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, I invited him. He came if it was in the United States. I went to his daughter's wedding and his son's bar mitzvah in California. So the bond never ended. Not only this, Whittingham, I'm looking at myself, coming from Afghanistan, what Whittingham was for me personally. I know my friends, each one affected them another way. I have friends from Afghanistan, same exact age. I have one friend that my mother gave birth, and his mother gave birth. My mother had pneumonia. She couldn't feed me. There were 4 ladies who gave birth at the same time. They'll take me to the other ladies. I wouldn't take any substances from them except his mother. He's still my friend like this. There are 4 brothers. All of them I got good relation with. I have other friends. I have a lot of friends from Afghanistan because most of them, they go to Israel. A lot of them came to America. And I see the quality of life, the vision of the world, in the whole thing. You can see the difference, big difference.
Are there any things in your life that you think you've achieved directly because of Whittinghame?
Oh yeah, I'm what I am in terms of community-wise. I'm involved with a lot of community. Just think for a minute. We talk about Afghanistan, I got involved with this. Paul came for an interview and I got him involved with this. Why? Because you know what? It gave so much to me, I identify with it. I'm involved with 5 synagogues in my neighborhood. I'm involved with Mashhadi community. I started prayer service in 1985 in Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona, and still going on. We started with 9. Last year there was 120 of us, 60 room in a hotel we took exclusive to meet our needs. Okay? Then I went from there. I did the same thing, organizing prayers and kosher food. Centurion show, couture show, Las Vegas JCK luxury show. Las Vegas JCK luxury show this past June. 1,200 people for dinner. 1,200 people at Palazzo Hotel. And then on, plus more than this, I'm involved because Whittinghame gave me that, it pulled me out of my shell. I was shy. I can tell you straightforward, extremely shy, introverted and all that. It brought, and I said downstairs, in each other of us, it put the best, the maximum we could get out of what we have within ourselves. Within ourselves. I felt comfortable enough that the Afghan ambassador, Saeed Jawad, he contacted me. I'm the president of my community for the 3rd time. 2nd time, he traced us, he contacted me, and I was in touch with him. I gave a party with the following statement. We are commemorating 2,600 years of Jewish life in Afghanistan. Thank you, Afghanistan, for hosting us for 2,600 years. And we are celebrating our new roots in America. I invited President Bush. I invited Khalilzad. He was Afghan ambassador to the United Nations. No, sorry, American ambassador, but he was Afghan. I invited Gillerman, Danny Gillerman, the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations. He's from Whittinghame College. I invited the Afghan ambassador, Saeed Jawad, in his honor. I invited Ambassador Tanin, the Afghan ambassador to the United Nations. And I invited Gary Ackerman, our representative from Queens in Congress in Washington, D.C., all of them. President Bush, he says, if I come, the guests will not be able to make it. Can you imagine he's coming in? Oh, okay. That didn't happen. But I sent him the tape of that night. And he sent me a note. And I'll show it to you. Thank you for the tape and all that. And Khalilzad and Girma didn't make it because that weekend they were discussing peace between Israel and the Palestinians. He didn't come. But Ackerman came in. He brought us a proclamation from Congress recognizing Afghan Jewish community as one of the oldest in the world, in other points in it too, and the flag that flew over the Congress, November 27, 07, in a wooden triangular. I have both of these, the proclamation and the flag in my house. I got pictures, I gave it to you. Now, if I didn't go to Whittingham, would I be able to do it? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think, because Whittingham gave me that push that, you know what, if something has to be done, do it. Do it. Do it.